Hey everybody, Big Pauly back for another video. Today's video is going to be the QA answers that I had. I think it was for my 300 subscriber video. So we're just going to run through them on the iPad and I'll answer them as best as I can. Hopefully there's some new, fresh answers as opposed to, like what's the best steel in your collection, because we've heard that before. So hopefully there's some new topics there we can discuss. But before we get to that, I was just making a little snack for myself. Now I don't know how anybody else feels, but I always get bad feedback on this. I like a toasted fish finger sandwich. A toasted fish finger sandwich with mint sauce. What? Every time I say that to people, they say, you don't have mint sauce on fish. You have it on lamb. You have tartar sauce. Oh god, that sounded fucking posh, didn't it? You have tartar sauce on the fish. Well, I don't. And look at that lovely goodness, that lovely mint and fish goodness. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's just a combination of the fish and the mint, but I've always loved it. I've tried it with tartar sauce, which is really nice. I've tried it with brown sauce, ketchup, all sorts of sauce. But for me, mint sauce hits it. It's just perfect, unique taste. So, I mean, I don't know how many people have toasted fish finger sandwiches, but if you want to plop down in the comments what your favourite snacks are, or even if you do have a toasted fish finger sandwich, it'd be interesting to know what you put on it. I mean, for all I know, some people might put jammy Dodgers in them or other kind of weird shit. So anyway, I'm just going to scoff this down like a fat pig I am, and then we'll get on with the QA questions and the answers. So I'll see you in a little while. Cheers everyone. Well, that hit the mark. That was lovely. So shall we press on with the answers to that QA? So this is my second QA. Thanks everybody that put in your comments. I think we had about 37 comments, so it's not going to be an overly long video, but we'll go through them and we'll see what we got. So the first one is from Brady Rose. How would you rank the Star Wars films? That's kind of easy. For me, number one will always be The Empire Strikes Back. That's the Star Wars film I fondly remember from my childhood and has the best scenes, the best dialogue. I mean, that is perfection as a sequel. So yeah, so number one would be Empire Strikes Back. Number two would be Star Wars. 3 would have been Return of the Jedi, but I think 3 now is Rogue One. I just have so much fun watching Rogue One. It's such a well put together movie, and because it leads directly into my number 2, so there you go. Number 4 would have to be Return of the Jedi then. 5 is probably Revenge of the Sith. But it'll be a close tie between that and The Force Awakens. It's a shame because, I mean, if it's a top 10, obviously it'd be bloody easy because all of the Star Wars films would be included. But I know there's a lot of hate for The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, but they do have their moments. And I'm going to be doing a top 5 Star Wars moments from the whole films, my top 5 favourite Star Wars moments. So that'd be good to go over that. So I hope that answers your question. And next one is from Carlos Peralta, and the question is, who is your current Hollywood female actress and male actor or actors? My favourite current male actor, I would probably have to say Tom Hanks. He does some amazing movies. A lot of his films are in my top films of all time. You know, Apollo 13, Philadelphia. It's just absolutely fantastic. Even Captain Phillips, I really loved that film. Female, my top favourite female actor. Do you know, most of the films that I actually go and see mostly have male in them. God, I hope that's saying something. I don't know, I'll probably have to say Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, she's been in the X-Men movies. She was in Passengers, which I loved. Yeah, probably Jennifer Lawrence. Although it varies depending on what's out, doesn't it, really? Next question is from Philip Rosier. Do you know, I can never get that right. What is your favourite movie snack and drink to consume, either at home or in the cinema while watching a film? Well, my favourite drink is always Diet Coke. Preferably not Diet Pepsi, but Diet Coke. Always like a nice ice cold Diet Coke in the cinema, and also in the back bedroom when I'm watching a movie. And the snack, I mean, it varies from toasted fish finger sandwich with mint sauce, skinny popcorn. I know it's not a lot of everybody's choice, but the popcorn I get is like, it's popped, it's air popped, so it's really nice. But it's cinema sweet as well, so it tastes just like the cinema, but only less calories. So they're my two favourite snacks. Next one is from Steve Gianni. This is a little bit of a long one, so I'm just going to read this. How you learn to create nice production values on your videos. Well, thank you very much. Great intros, splicing home and remote shots, and a cool outro. Do you work in the field? I'm not a footballer. Yeah, I know what you mean. Can't imagine how you'd have time to put 40 hours or so in anywhere. Feels like we are your occupation. That's good. Keeping us in steels, big sleeves and lenticular magnets. Well, thank you very much, Steve. That's very much appreciated. As opposed to how I learned to create things, I just followed everybody else. I just watched other people's videos for a few years, saw how they spliced intros, outros. I mean, a lot of people use high-class cameras, £600, £700 or dollar cameras for their from their YouTube videos. I just use an iPhone 7 Plus with 256 gigabytes. It's one of those beautiful red limited edition ones, but it does everything, and it's so fast. The processor on that is so fast, and it can record in 4K as well as 1080p, so it does everything I want to do. I've got all the regular apps, you know, like the intro apps, splicing, art apps, everything like that, voiceovers and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I use, and I do work a full-time job, but as opposed to a lot of people that do 9 to 5, you know, Monday to Friday, where you'd only have like a few hours in the evening and the weekends, my shifts are off and on. So one week I'd only be working 2 days, so I'd have the whole 5 days off, and the next week will be a longer week, so I work 5 days, but I have 2 days off in the middle. I still find time to do it though. So thanks for that, Steve. I hope that sort of like clears up a little bit of the magic that goes on. Next question is from Simeon's Reviews. What's your favourite Transformers from the movies steelbook? Does that mean what is my favourite Transformer, as in character, or the actual steelbook? If it's character, probably Bumblebee. As opposed to the steelbook, my favourite steelbook, I think it'd have to be the first one. It would have to be one of the Zavvi glossy exclusives that came out with a nice embossing and that. I think Transformers #1 will always be the best Transformers, no matter how many films Michael Bay decides to reel out while we're sitting here talking about Transformers 50. Oh dear. Next question is from Derek Johns. What's the worst movie been for you so far this year? Do you know what? I haven't really seen any bad movies this year. Everything has been brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Spider-Man Homecoming, Logan, Life. All the films that I've been to see, I've enjoyed. So I can't really answer that. I can't really say that, oh God, I wish I hadn't seen that. Whether or not that will change by the end of the year, who knows. And next question is from David S. What is something you used to collect but got tired of collecting? That will be the Eagle Moss Star Trek starships. They were reeling them out. I think you get 2 a month. I got up to probably about 95 ships. I found out it was going to go up to about 150 and I was running out of space. But the thing is that they started to release obscure ships that maybe only appeared for like 2 seconds on screen in an episode in the 60s. And that's no good. Just release the brilliant ships, the ones that everybody remembers. So I'm just a little bit picky now. If I do see one of the ships that I want to get, then I'll just go out and I'll buy it. But I'm not going to carry on with a collection on that. Next question is from Miguel Diaz. Haven't seen or heard your review of Wonder Woman. If you have seen it, just curious on your thoughts on the film and perhaps your thoughts on Justice League. I went in, probably like a lot of people, into Wonder Woman gritting my teeth and holding my breath, because you know DC hasn't had the most brilliant reputation when it comes to big screen. I mean, I enjoyed Man of Steel. Batman v Superman was alright. I did enjoy Suicide Squad better than I did. Better than I thought I was going to. But a lot of people didn't like it. So I was very an edge of the seat type of, is it going to be good? And it was fucking brilliant. I don't know how they did it. I mean, they blew it out of the water. I came out of that film and I was thinking, fucking hell, Marvel are in serious shit, because they were giving Marvel a run for their money with Wonder Woman. Everything was brilliant. Gal Gadot, I mean, she was absolutely fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in Justice League. And Chris Pine, he was absolutely brilliant. Special effects were fantastic. The war scenes as well. Absolutely loved Wonder Woman. Can't wait to get my hands on the HMV Steelbook. That is going to be epic. So yes, Wonder Woman is fantastic, brilliant. My second best film of the year. Justice League, I've seen a few trailers. I think probably like Wonder Woman, I'm holding my breath again, because it could go one way or the other, can't it? We could end up with some really crappy shit, like, I don't know, or we could end up with a Marvel gem, oh God, no, I didn't mean to say that. We could end up with something like, like the Avengers classic, that type of thing. Although I'm a little bit upset that they haven't shown Superman. Now obviously they're holding that back for some specific reason, so none of the trailers has actually shown Superman, so we'll see later on in the year how it's going to turn out. But I really do hope that they pull it together like they did with Wonder Woman. Next one is from Sirius Brad. What movie would you like to see with a steelbook that doesn't already have a steelbook release? I think that was one of the questions in the other Q&A. But even though, same as answer as I gave last time, it would be The Abyss and True Lies. And it's my understanding that James Cameron is actually working on Blu-rays for these. So, oh my God, I mean, I'm not into 4K yet. I haven't got that far ahead yet. But can you imagine what a 4K restoration of The Abyss would be like? Shit in hell. That would be spectacular. And I'm just looking forward to watching The Abyss in full HD with maybe a Dolby Atmos soundtrack or something. Fucking hell, that'd be brilliant. Next one is from Evo X Warriors. In your opinion, what's the best Spider-Man movie? Spider-Man, the first one, with Tobey Maguire, because it introduced me and a lot of people to Spider-Man that hadn't read the comics, and it was brilliant. I loved it. Next question is from Rich Yano. What is your favourite animated movie? Toy Story. Even out of all the classic Disney animated ones, although I do love The Lion King. Yeah, The Lion King is brilliant. It's hard to pinpoint them. I mean, Up, the first 10 minutes of Up, I mean, I was nearly fucking rolling in the floor, fucking crying my eyes out for the beginning of Up. But there are so many good animated movies, and Pixar and Disney they're just perfection. They just know what to do, and they just know what to bring us. So, but I would say Toy Story, because it was so much fun. You know, a lot of children's memories coming back, playing with toys and things like that. So yeah, Toy Story. Next question is from Dynamic Dan 03. If you had to get rid of one of your favourite Blu-rays, which one would it be? Probably one of my Force Awakens. One of the early ones, you know, when the film first came out on Blu-ray, because I've got multiple copies of it, 5 or 6 copies of it, and plus I've got the Blue Fans edition as well with a double lenticular, so I'll be happy to get rid of one of the Force Awakens ones, one of the previous ones, maybe just the 2D edition one. Next question is from M. Ellis. Do you collect film arena releases? I've got a few. I've got maybe 1 or 2. I think I've got Hunger Games. I think I've got a Hunger Games Mockingjay. Oh, and I think I've got an Independence Day as well. Might be, what was it called? Regurgence? Resurgence, wasn't it? Not Regurgence. Oh, it must be that fish finger sandwich. Next question is from Support Fruit Booting. Do you ever buy a steelbook that you know won't play in your region and buy another disc and switch it out? I did, because I love the series Black Sails, and there's no steelbooks available in the UK for Black Sails, so I imported the 2 steelbooks for seasons 1 and 2. But at that time I only had a Region B Blu-ray player, so I swapped the discs out with a cheap Blu-ray set I bought in the UK. It doesn't really bother me now because I've got a full region free player, so it doesn't really bother. But yeah, I would consider actually doing that, if it meant having a perfect package, you know, a beautiful artwork or a steelbook that's not available anywhere else. Next question is, what's your best non-English language movie? Don't watch a lot of non-English movies, but probably one that I remember the most is Das Boot, the submarine movie. But I've only seen it a few times, but as I say, I don't really go for a lot of the subtitled or non-English speaking movies. My brain only operates about 2% every day anyway, so I can't cope. Next question is Six Soul. Have you ever cancelled or skipped out on buying a steelbook due to not liking the artwork? Rogue One. Next question is from Dan Collins. Did you pick up the Doctor Who Series 2 Steel that came out? I didn't. No, I saw it in HMV. It did look very nice. I have got the first series that Matt Smith did, which come in a jumbo case. It's kind of a light blue cover, steelbook cover, with the squiggly thing down it that looked like what was on Harry Potter's head. What was it like? The what the fucking hell do you call it? It's like the split, the split in time that they featured in the episodes. But I didn't buy any more. Next question is from Adam Siroy. I've recently bought a few steelbooks from Zavvi, but they are region locked. Can you recommend a good region free player? Not really. There's probably a lot of good ones out there. Mine is a Panasonic player, and I purchased mine from a company in the UK that actually modified them inside. So it's not a case of entering the buttons on, on the remote control. To start with, they changed the chip inside, and then you just do a combination on the remote control to just change from one region to another. Next question is from Skylar Olsen. What is the best movie you've seen this year? As I say, my number 2 was Wonder Woman. My number 1 has got to be Dunkirk. That blew my mind, and I saw that in a packed house. There's maybe 2 empty seats at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Didn't see it in 70mm or anything like that, or IMAX, but yeah, that was intense. Next question is from Thomas Peer. When you buy a foreign steelbook, is it because it isn't available in English, or that it looks better than the UK release? Probably because it looks better. As I say, going back to Rogue One, didn't buy the UK one, hated the look of the Rogue One steelbook, but I'm definitely going for the blue fans, so it's all about the look. It's all about the look. Next question is from Ben Foggan. Do you listen to the Razzies of worst movies ever made? Like, for example, Freddy Got Fingered. Did he? Bet that was painful. I don't watch the Razzies. I don't think we get it over here. I maybe seen 1 or 2 clips a few years ago. I think there was one many years ago with I think it was Halle Berry when Catwoman came out, and it got the worst movie of all time, and she was just agreeing with everything that everybody said about it. Next question is from Lewis Helleborn Watts. What else do you enjoy collecting? Do you plan on finishing the Marvel movie collection from Eagle Moss? As I stopped as I ran out of room, and the quality control was quite poor. If you're standing right up close to it, like that, then yeah, it's not going to look anything like them. But I like the combination of the paint, the colouring. But yeah, I think they're pretty good. They look all right from a distance, and I will hopefully carry on. But I just hope they don't start releasing like 50 million versions of each character in different poses. Do you have any interest in 1/6 scale figures like Hot Toys? The upcoming 3-0 Daenerys Targaryen looks really good. You should check it out if you haven't already. Maybe do some reviews. I don't buy a lot of those expensive ones, like the Hot Toys and what are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but some of them are a couple of £100. To me, it's just my back bedroom and just what looks good to me. I don't have to get the top high quality ones. I'm pretty happy with that. And I don't know about anyone else, but would enjoy seeing more vlog style videos on your trips out to various places like collectible stores. Hope to do that. I hope to do that pretty soon. I know there's a store near Folkestone that sells lots of Harry Potter stuff. I've got some Star Wars stuff over there, so I'm hoping to pick that, to pop over to that place. Maybe a trip into London sometime and check out some of the stores. Next question is from Timmy the Snail. What made you start making videos for YouTube, and would you rather buy a brand new Blu-ray that's slightly overpriced, or a second-hand one for a much cheaper price even though the box is worn? Well, I started making videos because it looked fun, and I was watching people like Cool Duda, Wet Movie 1, Geek Keenan, Flicks and Movies, people like that, Spider Geek, and I thought, yeah, it's really fun, and they get so much involvement with other people, a lot of communication, and people like to see, and people like to enjoy what they're watching. So I thought, give it a shot. I mean, if you go back to my first video, my first Blu-ray hunt, fucking hell, I had a look at it the other day. I was like as rigid as shit. It's like, yes, hello, we're going out to do some Blu-ray hunting, I'll see you next week. Oh my god, it's like a fucking robot in it. So yeah, I wish I could record that one again. I put a bit more bleeding spunk into it. Anyway, so yeah, I hope that answers your question. So, oh yeah, the second part of the question was rather buy a brand new Blu-ray, slightly overpriced, or a second-hand one that's got a naffed up box. Probably a brand new one with a slipcase that's not worn or buggered or in any way. So yeah, definitely, even if I have to pay over the odds. Okay, next question comes from Crazy Croc 100. Do you collect digibooks? If so, which ones do you own? I don't collect digibooks, but I do have one in my collection, which is Interstellar, which I think is the English release that came out because we didn't originally have a steelbook, so I think I bought that one over the top of the regular Blu-ray one. I think it was an exclusive. It may have been an HMV exclusive, I'm not sure. Next question comes from Molnar Songa. Do you listen for movie soundtracks, and what is your favourite? I do. I love movie soundtracks, especially when there's really big films coming out. Anything from, like, you know, the Harry Potter films, Star Wars, Star Trek, that kind of thing. Always want to know what the new sound's going to be. Probably my favourites will be Jurassic Park, the original one, and Independence Day by David Arnold. That Independence Day original soundtrack had so much pumping action to it, and it's like happy 4th of July, kick some alien shit type of music to it. Yeah, I love that soundtrack. I could just sit and listen to that soundtrack all day. It's fantastic. I wasn't too happy with the soundtrack to the second film. What was it? Independence Day Resurgence, wasn't it? Oh no, it was Resurgence, wasn't it? That must be my fish finger sandwich coming back. But yeah, it did have the sound, you know, it did have the iconic theme at the end over the credits, but the rest of the soundtrack wasn't that interesting. So, next question is from AR Havoc. So, two-part question. What store you feel like almost always has the best Blu-ray exclusives, special editions, and is that store your first stop when Blu-ray hunting? We don't get many exclusives. If we do, it's going to be probably HMV or maybe Zavvi. You occasionally do get the odd exclusive in Sainsbury's, but you know, they just throw in a free book or something. But we don't get specific artwork and specific lenticular or steelbook releases between Tesco's and Sainsbury's, so we don't get the Best Buy, Target, Walmart type of thing that you guys get in America, which is sad, because I'd really like to hop from one shop to another with looking at all the exclusives. Next question is from Marriott Snowick. My question is, what is your favourite poster and where do you usually get them? I don't collect a lot of posters. These in the background here, these are canvas wall art. I did pick up a poster a couple of weeks ago though, which was over in the range. If I try and open it up as best as I can, I haven't got a frame for it or anything yet. Huge, massive Rogue One poster. So I'm hoping that I can get a frame for that. I would love that if they did this one on a canvas, like the one I've got in the back bedroom for The Force Awakens. So yeah, I'm not a huge poster fan. I used to be years ago. I used to buy shitloads of posters, but not so much now. I prefer the old canvas. Next question is for the blue corner. Not a standard question. So looking behind your poster, who would have won if Batman vs Superman was actually only about Batman fighting Superman? So yeah, Kick Out, Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman, Zod, all the characters like that. If it was just about those two characters, I still think Superman would have kicked the shit out of Batman. Batman is just a human bloke with a very fancy metallic suit and a sports car, speedy car, and maybe a Batwing. Superman's from another fucking planet with laser vision, wind. Yeah, we all have that, don't we? You know what I mean. And he can fly as well. I bet fucking Batman wished the shit he could fly. So definitely Superman. Next question is from Julie Higginbottom, and I said that name without laughing. What is your? I apologise. I don't intend to offend anybody's names. It just got me on the last one. It just chaffled me. But it's a beautiful name. The question is, what is your favourite horror movie, and what is your opinion on all the horror remakes coming out? I'm not a big horror movie fan. My horror films that I've seen in the past vary from maybe the original Elm Street to Poltergeist. My favourite is probably going to be Scream, but that's like horror / comedy. But I'm not into all the big Jason v Freddy stuff and the slasher movies and stuff like that. So it's just not my thing. I'm more into science fiction and space and action adventure and that kind of stuff. Next question is from Andrew Leyland. Do you think online store prices are killing the Blu-ray market at HMV supermarkets? I never purchase from supermarkets because they're so dear. It's either HMV or eBay. I don't find that. I find that if you go and buy a brand new chart release Blu-ray in Sainsbury's or Tesco's, there's a very marginal difference between buying on Amazon online. Take for example Doctor Strange, I think it was the red sleeve Doctor Strange edition that was kicked out. I think it was $17.99 on Amazon, and it's only £18 in Sainsbury's. So there's only a penny difference. They're very minimal. And you can go into Tesco's and Sainsbury's these days, pick up a brand new chart release DVD, and it's only a tenner. And you're not going to be paying much more than that on Amazon, really. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Next one is from Steve J. Do you think supermarkets have taken the sales from HMV? I always try and look in HMV before visiting Sainsbury's or Tesco's, and I wonder what's your favourite store to pick Blu-rays up in. Yes, it has taken sales from HMV a lot because there are so many supermarkets and it is so convenient to buy them, to buy the Blu-rays and the DVDs. You're doing your week shopping, you go down the DVD aisle, the Blu-ray aisle, there it is. You don't have to make a special trip to HMV or go online and make an order through Amazon or anybody like that or Zavvi. It's convenience, and they are taking a lot of the market away, and I think that's what originally started to harm HMV, you know, when they went under. Luckily we got them back, but yeah, they do really good business, supermarkets. Next question is from Escals. Have you bought any 4K releases for future proofing? Which ones or what movie do you think will be your first? I haven't bought any 4K releases because I see it way down the road for me, you know, maybe next couple of years. Probably the first one will probably be something like Star Wars or Star Trek. Probably by the time I switch over to 4K, I'll either be buying Avatar 2 or The Abyss on 4K. Also, have you watched the animated Star Wars series and did you like it? I've watched a lot of the animated series. I enjoyed the Clone Wars. I really enjoyed the Clone Wars when they came out. And Rebels, I'm loving Rebels. I think I'm up to, I think it might be season 3. It's with the introduction of Admiral Thrawn. So I think I've got a little way to go. But I hear it's coming to a close though, and that they're going to be moving on to other animated shows. So yeah, so I don't know what they've got in lined up next. Next question is from Ted Watts 821. Do you wish the UK was more like the US with steelbooks available in stores, unlike the UK? Yeah, I do. If we had like Target, Best Buy, Walmart, I'll be just flipping from one to the other, looking at all the exclusives, the cheap deals and things like that. Over here we can just go from HMV to Sainsbury's to Tesco's. That's it. But we don't have big exclusives like you do in America. So yeah, it's a little bit sad, but it's the way it goes, I suppose. And the last question is from Cinefreak. What is your favourite movie in the MCU, including Guardians Volume 2 and Spider-Man, and why? I don't know. I think I would say the original Avengers, because it brought all of the characters together from all of the standalone films. So, you know, all Hulk, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, it just brought them all together and it was one big collective. And it was a hell of a blast. It was a hell of a ride to take that journey. I love that movie. But I crank that volume up. It's just absolutely spectacular. I do also enjoy Guardians as well. Guardians of the Galaxy. I would say Guardians and Avengers are probably 50-50 sort of. But I think Avengers just pops it to the post, really. Yeah, so I love that film. So I think that's it. Yeah, I think we're at the end of the questions. So thanks very much everybody for putting all your comments down there and your questions. I hope I answered them to the best of my ability. If not, then sorry, I'll try again next time. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or criticisms about any of the answers I've come out with, or you want to put your opinions in, then feel free to add them in the comments down the bottom of this one, and I'll get back to everybody with any other questions or any other replies, and maybe have a bit of a chat. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.